cars and hand it off to different offices. First time exiting. Here we go in Harupa Valley.
Kind of improvised.
Or are we transitioning? This actually may be a transition to the 60.
I want to watch this police car chase.
15, this will be the fourth freeway.
I'm gonna a moment. I'm gonna announce.
Yeah, that's gonna be a transition to the 60, and it should be, I believe, eastbound 60 is where we're gonna go. So we're gonna go even further away here, kind of from where we started, which always makes you wonder what's the end game here. I mean, they started in Orange County on the western end of Orange County, and now are coming into like Harupa Valley. So we'll see what the plan here is for this person, but. Switching freeways, you see
open art
units that are still behind them.
It looks like this freeway not as wide open. I mean, still not a lot of traffic, but definitely a lot more people, you know, who could be hurt if they get wrapped up in all this.
Right, and you saw that white car as soon as he came onto the on-ramp, immediately started running that traffic brake to keep people back. So yeah, they noticed that quickly, and then you've got other traffic.
So give me a moment to start commenting.
Doing the traffic brake, so they're trying to keep things controlled to the best of their ability.
Because I have a lot of stuff
should they want
to do first.
Get a spike strip going, that will give them the empty freeway will benefit that.
Yeah, you think they were setting that up purposely for something? What if this vehicle on the patrol
changing the size of many things in OES and none of them is the avatar.
So that's probably the switch out. I'm wondering if that's the units from, well, we just barely crossed into San Bernardino County, and we're going to quickly cross back into Riverside because we're on the eastbound, eastbound 60 here.
It moves.
As we approach like Lomas to our south.
For things like this, I don't like OES, but what is a better alternative?
To the Riverside office if he keeps on the 60, but who knows? I mean, I don't.
It ended?
With multiple charges that can be brought against them.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not under the influence and this just isn't being swerving, that's a ticket, maybe. You know, now you're talking felony evading, which, you know, immediately it kind of increases everything. I want to point out really quickly to you guys, because we're in the right county for it. Somebody has texted us, and we get this all the time when we get text to the desk. But text to the desk during chases as we exit the freeway again here. Why don't they use the grappler? CHP doesn't have the grappler. That's the thing where it shoots out of the front of the car and grabs the tires and spins it up. Now, CHP doesn't have it, but the Riverside County Sheriff does.
What is this?
We are, we're exiting here. Let's see where we're at. We're exiting here on
Curious
Mission
to see what
Boulevard,
happens here. Really.
And that's the first time we've seen this car on Surface Street. So now that we're on Surface Street, CHP may take the ability or the chance here and try to do a pit maneuver to finally bring this to an end. But the first time since we've been on the chase that this guy's gotten off on Surface Streets.
Okay, did you finish your response to the text?
Let's check the M's.
No. That because traffic seemed to stop for a minute, and that's why he was making that transition.
Yeah, I'm penguin, so
I didn't want you to not finish your answer.
I need to prepare a lot of things.
Who texted you.
Right, so back on the freeway. So that was just.
I want to watch this.
Yeah, they're not gonna do it. I was gonna say that'd be a good spot to pit them, but yeah, off and back on the freeway. The answer is that CHP does not have the grappler, but Riverside County Sheriff's Department does. Now, we've talked about this before. CHP doesn't like to share with anyone.
Who is this suspect
I don't think
here?
It's very likely that the Riverside County Sheriff's Office is going to come in with a grappler and end this thing, just because they don't like to share tactical control of the situation. If this were RSO deputies that were chasing it, we definitely might see that. Those
and there's like, I think, 2 streams, but like, what is the other one?
Pulled off that.
The
freeway just shortly there. There looked like there was a person on the off-ramp. Standing there, a pedestrian.
I'm like more critical. I'm penguin.
That's interesting. Yeah, I wonder if they were just or if they were talking to him at all. We're back westbound on the 60, and I'll play that video back really quickly. But we're back westbound on the 60.
You said before we got to this pursuit that this person was driving at speeds of 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Well, he seems to be going.
What the fuck? There's only one stream going on.
He doesn't seem to be really going over the speed limit.
It transformed.
Or something like that on the freeway.
Well, it's gonna be just vertical, actually.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's going to the freeway speeds at this point.
I'm confused. I can change signals.
Who knows how much gas he had to begin with, but we've been driving for a while, and when he hit those 100-mile-an-hour speeds,
wait, there are
who
many.
knows what that did to the gas tank. So,
but only one can be at the same time. I'm
wait
confused.
This guy out and see how he runs out of fuel, if he runs out of gas,
I'm having technical issues
what he's
right
gonna
now.
do. But to your point,
an ad in my own channel. Fuck.
We're not necessarily swerving and ramming and wrong side of the road and all of that. So. They may not want to take the risk by
it became vertical,
it here to just try to see what happens if they can just kind of.
Okay, I'm gonna change it to vertical. If you see it bug, you're gonna have to refresh the site.
And we'll see if he wants to go back south on the 15. See if he wants to go back south and come more towards western San Bernardino County, which I think he's missing that off ramp right now. So I think we're going to be committed to the westbound 60.
Okay, now in theory vertical.
So we'll be committed to the westbound 60, and we'll be some new territory as we kind of march towards, Chino, Ontario, that area of the Inland Empire.
Refresh the site.
Something in the bed of the truck.
If you see it horizontal.
When he goes over some areas that are more well lit, you can see some things in the back of the truck, almost like it's a work truck or he's hauling something. Makes me curious.
Okay,
let
me just fix real quick this.
Of what we're doing.
To give more space to the...
Yeah, it does seem to be something back there. I
can't tell.
It's interesting, too, because I don't know why CHP doesn't have the night sun on. Their helicopter's overhead. Now, there are times where it just malfunctions or they rather look at it on FLIR or what have you. But, no night sun on for the entirety of this, at least not since the CHP airship took over this. I think that's a new unit behind him now.
Okay, there you go.
So, CHP?
Yeah, so we're switching because we should be in Rancho Cucamonga's area now. Even since we've been over the chase, they've swapped out more times than we have.
Absolutely.
Okay.
More cars not pulling over.
Who's the suspect? Who's the suspect? Let me see.
There we go. Yeah, more people just kind of going about their day.
Not even switching lanes, let alone pulling over.
Yeah, I'm listening to the... Yeah.
Okay, so the suspect is the one in the... Okay, the one that is in the middle of the screen. The middle left.
Called it out again as we kind of move back eastbound now. I'm sorry, westbound through the Inland Empire here on the 60 freeway. Back around through the 15 on the 60. So our next option is going to be the 71 south for freeways. Certainly he could get off at a number of exits before then, but...
And it looked like he might have been, I don't know,
okay, normally the car chases are like longer.
Like when he got off.
Well, not longer. A lot of things happen, let's say.
It wasn't like he turned
this one is like straight line.
Also interesting.
So I wonder how it will end, because at some point, there's always a moment that they need to do something.
LA County is in pursuit of a different vehicle on the 91 right now that are kind of coming towards each other.
Wait, what?
So we'll see if we have that rare passing of pursuits on the freeways, but that would require our guy to come back on the 91 where he came from. They're coming into Orange County now on the LA side. So they're chasing something too. It's very chasey tonight.
Busy night.
Yeah. So our guy, anyway, still westbound 60. Again, nothing crazy. I mean, we've not seen these really remarkably high speeds.
You can subscribe to this channel of car chases
for
a while, and it's the first time that I see their live. And the moment I see it,
there we go.
The moment I see their live, I can start a stream real quick.
At night.
Yeah, well.
And I'm gonna try to keep doing that.
But you're so right about that. And again, can you tell even from the traffic that you're listening to, Mike, if they are talking about even doing a spike strip attempt or something like that?
No, I mean, no one has, I mean, they're calling out the location, they're calling out, where he's at and all of that. But I've not heard any new requests to do
just to be
that.
sure, I'm going to rewind a little.
We're going to be in Rancho Cucamonga's area for a decent chunk of time.
It's been really...
We got into Riverside. We weren't in their area for very long. We weren't in San Bernardino's area for very long. Now that we're going to be in Rancho Cucamonga's area, in theory, for a decent chunk of time, we'll see if they want to move some things around and try to get something set up to be able to lay some spikes or do something else. I was hoping that when he got off the freeway
there's nothing happening yet, but I feel at some point,
but that didn't happen.
Considering how straight the line is, I feel they're gonna throw spikes, but they can't just do that randomly. There are people who could be in the middle of the way,
one more time, Pat?
or going urgently.
On this freeway than what we've seen earlier.
Yeah, especially when we're gonna get closer to LA County, the freeways will get a little bit busier.
Some people in the chat saying where they should go.
The next thing we'll be coming through is
as if this was a GTA gameplay.
Chino after that. And I want to answer some questions really quick. We're getting some texts from people that are just joining us, asking us, what all this is about. Again, we'll talk about the want here. Do they just reiterate it again?
They mind their this streamer Sponta reacting to us.
CHP tells us
turning on Twitch also.
West of Imperial in Anaheim.
Okay, I'm also on Twitch now.
And that is when they tried to pull this over for what they believed to be was a DUI driver. The suspect obviously then took off. And that's where we've been. We've gone through the 91, we've gone through the 605, 405, the 71, and now the 15 and the 60. So we are we're cruising along here with this chase.
Okay, maybe this is kind of boring, but normally
CHP units for
it's
several,
different.
offices.
They get like very interesting
But he's
sometimes.
still in the same.
I mean, it's
vehicle,
peak
obviously.
content for some people.
We're trying to second guess maybe just what his gas situation is here because he has been driving for
The
quite
gas
some time.
situation is insane.
Yeah,
Distance.
Through the
He has been
gasoline.
traveling for quite some distance, and that may be
And the
good
police need to
for
plan with
Cotton,
time,
just let him
remember?
run it out and see what he's gonna hopefully tire himself out. I mean, we've not heard anything about him being armed or anything of that nature, so hopefully that's not the case. But you know, everyone, each office has their own sergeant that's going to make their own, you know, kind of ideas or decisions here.
Wait, there's someone in the chat saying Rompan Bondi. That doesn't make
beauty of this,
sense.
as you said, Mike, CHP has different jurisdictions, and they just jump in.
Yep.
And the other ones can. What do they do? Just continue on their own in their territory? Or
Yeah, they'll just turn around and go back to whatever they were doing before, whatever calls are in the stack. It's kind of crazy.
I mean,
especially
obviously.
sometimes with these offices in Southern California, they're large, but there's so many areas where you can just burst through them very, very quickly. And that's kind of what happened with this guy. I mean, he got into the Riverside office and then really quickly ended up briefly in San Bernardino, I believe, and then into Rancho. So he's been kind of pushing through these very quickly, which is sometimes why, yes, it's great because these officers don't get tired. You can swap them out and what have you. But at the same
Is
time,
it
that also
normal
means you have
that
different
it's
people
just
in
a
charge
straight
of it
line?
every time it goes into a new place.
Look, it's
And we've
accelerating.
seen it be in one office
Oh,
where
no,
one
but for
commando
just for a
sergeant,
moment.
whoever's in charge, wants to be pretty aggressive. And then as soon as it leaves their area, the new guys
I
like,
know there are
maybe we
helicopters
don't do
covering
that.
this.
Maybe we just play this out a little
Is
bit.
it
So
rentable to
every
put a
time we change
helicopter?
offices, a new person's in charge.
So they don't really coordinate necessarily in terms
cover
of
these things?
communication about what they want to do and what the prospect.
I believe so.
They just make their own
With
decision.
all the
at
money they
time.
make
Make
off the
their own decision
ratings
at
of
the
the
time. What's going to be
TV.
interesting here
And
is
YouTube.
especially since we're barreling towards LA County, and I don't want to say just, but the want is just swerving and potentially DUI. We have seen it where even within the CHP, one office is chasing it, and the other office that it's coming into says, no thanks, don't want it. So then they have to sit and see if the office beyond that will take it. And then you're getting, okay, sounds like the car's wanted at a Huntington Beach. So now they're trying to figure out if they can run that address.
I
and
noticed
maybe
I
see
have
if
the Twitch
Allied or
chat
somebody in
open.
Orange County can go check on that address and see if anybody knows this guy or this person or what their deal is. But back to your question, yeah, I mean, once they switch jurisdictions or offices
gonna open
within
the Twitch
CHP,
chat.
the sergeant in charge of that office at the time is the one that's going to make the tactical decisions.
I was going to say some of those relieved officers. might
What
be
if
heading
this
to
is
the other
just fake?
Yeah, they're
What
gonna
if
get
this is
positioned
not
for
happening
whatever that one
actually?
is at.
Because
that
thinking
one's
about
off
it-
Surface Streets in Lakewood. So the sheriff's department's doing that one right now.
You know, the one is just
Thinking about it, it's a straight line. So what if it's an AI generating this?
This is a DUI. This person is putting a lot of people in danger on all these freeways.
And
for
yeah,
a
that's
long
true
period of
also.
time and at
It
high
might
rates of
like
speed like
crash.
that.
Yeah, for an extended period of time. And DUI obviously is a very serious allegation if that's what the case may be. And yeah, I mean, to just pass through, I mean, what? We're on our fourth county now. We've gone through Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside.
You
and
can
San
win,
Bernardino
someone
County
says
now.
in
The
chat.
good thing though, we have not seen him do such aggressive driving as to
Remember normally
possibly
streaming
run
in the
into another
secondary
vehicle.
channel, Yellow
That's a
Sponsor.
good thing.
More than in
We
this one.
haven't seen him necessarily go across different lanes of traffic. But the more of this goes on, it's interesting just again.
Should do more
how
pony
he's
town
still
because
driving
that way
at these normal amounts of speed. Because
for the
sometimes we see
stonks.
where they get so aggravated or agitated that they do speed up and drive very fast. And so if they are inebriated
Yeah.
in any kind of way, that would make it more dangerous. But right now, they just seem to be going on this,
Last minute of freedom.
yeah, catch
Yeah.
me if you can, or I'll just, turn myself in when I run out of gas or whatever.
I love how
and,
no one
you know,
in the
I mean,
chat is
it's
serious.
frustrating because the officers
All
obviously
of them
refuse
are
to pull over, but it's
making
also
jokes.
good that it's not a situation where this person is darting and making really terrible decisions. I want to bring up a question from Text the Desk. I think Mike's going to put it in for us there. This is from Luca. Luca says, why don't they pit at any speeds like Arkansas State Troopers do? Luca asked that question because in many parts of the country, there really isn't any speed cap on what you can be pitted at. And a lot of agencies will do that at any speed. Here in Southern California, every agency is different. Generally speaking, they don't like to go above that 35 mile an hour, 30 to 35 mile an hour range because it puts a lot of people at risk when they do that.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. We are going to conclude
Okay.
CBS LA on KCAL 9 and turn it over to our team at 10 o'clock.
Thank you very much, Pat. This is Juan Fernandez along with Susie Sum, Mike Rogers on the desk. Continuing to follow this breaking news story, a pursuit of a suspected DUI driver. The original reason police wanted this driver to stop.
That's the biggest straight road I've seen since the beginning. They're on the same straight road.
Serious at the moment when it comes to swerving.
Someone commented, "There's no people in Arkansas." What do you mean?
Did not want to stop, Mike, and you're following this. We've been on it for what, at least 30, 40 minutes, right?
Yeah, I want to say close to 35, 40 minutes, and it was going on for an extended period of time before that. It took us a while to catch up because the guy was going about 100 miles an hour away from us on the 91 through Orange County and then into Corona. So we finally caught up to it on the 91, but I'm sorry, in Corona. But the guy was, this person was originally wanted for swerving. They're now calling it suspected DUI because you have to put a crime to it, right? Swerving is not necessarily a penal code.
Swerving
but
isn't a big deal.
Yeah, so they put an alleged DUI or suspected DUI driver on this, and he has gone
to
the northbound 405, briefly up to 605, then eastbound on the 91 through through Orange, LA counties, Riverside County, and now San Bernardino County, and now back to LA County. So we've touched kind of every corner of the market here, unless he wants to take a trip over to Ventura. But right now we are westbound on the 91 through, westbound 60 through the 71, approaching Chino Hills Parkway. CHP has just done, again, another swap out where they have swapped their units, and we are into LA County's area now, as they are kind of.
Are they changing jurisdiction or what?
At one point, they wanted to get ahead of this chase so they can possibly stop it with some spike strips, but they weren't able to do that.
No, they tried to get permission to do that in Orange County, and whoever was in charge.
They need permission.
No, they didn't want to do that. So that's where we've kind of been. We've not really heard any chatter about that since. We do know that we have heard that the guy was, the vehicle's registered at an address in Huntington Beach. We also, sorry, just listening to this. We also know that the car is not reported stolen. It's nothing like that. So
what did they do?
They know who the registered owner is. Whether the registered owner is the one behind the wheel or not is a different story here.
Charges.
Brian, when you get a second, if we can get a good look at the truck, I just want to show people this is a
driving under the
influence that we have been
influence.
following for quite
Of
some time
course.
now. We don't know that there's anybody else in the truck. We know that and at times when it's lit up, it's really dark down there right now. But we do see some things in the bed of the pickup truck, potentially indicating that maybe it's a work truck. CHP does have their helicopter overhead. H58 is overhead. They are not providing a night sun on it. We don't know why exactly, but they have not put a night sun over it at all. So we'll see if maybe they're just tracking it on their FLIR. They have different ways of obviously looking at it. And you've got ground units that are right behind it. So that is where we're at right now, and we're just kind of pushing through here.
Yeah, Mike, headlights are on, drivers not going too fast. Would that be maybe a reason why the night sun isn't being deployed?
Yeah, and you know, those ground units are right behind him. We've not seen any, you know, crazy erratic driving. When people are in front of him, he stops, you know, that kind of thing. Now, what we have seen is people not pulling over for CHP. I mean, there was a portion of the chase where they were like really close to the side of the CHP cars and not stopping. So obviously that's a frustration for the CHP here. So it's, you know, they're chasing it. They've swapped out offices a couple of times. We're back in LA County now. We'll see what the LA County sergeants want to do and kind of how they want to handle this.
There's really nothing interesting happening too much. But that's how these things are. You need to watch it and probably see
lives in Huntington Beach. So whether that person is from Huntington Beach or
if
not,
there's like action.
they're very far away from home. If
I don't
that
know
is
if there's
the case,
gonna
as
be
Mike was
action on
talking
this
about,
one. No
this
one
did
sees
start
the
in
few
Orange
though.
County, just off the 91 freeway, but it has traveled all parts of Southern California.
right.
Oh boy, the 5, the 405, the 605, in the Los Al area, Los Alamitos, the eastbound 91, Cerritos area into Riverside County on the 15, eastbound 60 back
California
into
is
Riverside
like,
County. We've just been all over the place. They've exited on surface streets just one time, we believe, throughout this entire chase. And we see that often, Juan, when they don't, you know, obviously they have many more ways to stop this car when they are on surface streets. It's, you know, slower speed than the freeway speed, so they have more opportunities to perhaps, you know, lay down some spike strips or maybe do a pit maneuver. But, you know, it gets pretty hard when they're going at freeway speeds.
You're going freeway speeds, Susie, not a lot of traffic in front of this pickup
Yeah,
truck
that's the
there.
main advantage
again,
of
he's
the
got a
one that
pretty
is being
clear
chased.
view ahead of him is
I
look at the sky
don't think
clouds
there's a
opening
lot
up,
of
giving us
traffic.
a better view of what's
Oh,
ahead.
wait,
Not
there's
a
a
lot
bit
of
of traffic.
And my guess
Just a
is
little.
right now, Mike, maybe not. Do officers know more than what we know regarding this driver? Why wouldn't they let him go at this point?
Yeah, for sure.
What if it's someone just pushing the pedal?
We don't know.
Not even using the steering wheel.
I want to bring up a question from Text the Desk that somebody
Because
just
did
sent
you
us
see
to,
how close
and it's from I believe Lucas sent, or Matt sent us this. If it's not stolen and they know the registered owner and address, why risk public safety and just get him at home? That is the question that CHP, I'm sure, is debating right now. There are sergeants, there are lieutenants who are asking that same question, and it really all depends on what they know about the person. This person is wanted for DUI. That is the official kind of want here. But is there something else that is making this person run? Because even if you don't hit anything, a DUI can still be a misdemeanor, right? But now running from the police is felony evading at minimum. So what else is going on with this person? We don't know. CHP may know, and that may be why, as to answer the question here, why they are not waiting and going to get him at home, and why they are instead continuing to chase him. So
I think they're moving the steering wheel.
Additional information about why that is the case, we'll absolutely pass that along to you. Right now, though, we've not heard that. We just know that this was reported to be a DUI vehicle, and in fact, as I mentioned, started out to be swerving and then was changed to DUI. As we continue here, now we're southbound on the 57. So now we're going to come back into Orange County, where we all started this whole mess to begin with, probably close to an hour ago now.
And you know, we're all armchair detectives here, right? We all say, what could they do? What couldn't they do? Regarding letting this chase go, right? Susie, you say you send units to the registered address of this car, and you just have a patrol unit kind of hang out in the neighborhood and arrest the person, because if they're not there, the person can say that wasn't me behind the wheel. I mean, there's so many different angles that you can attack this story here. And again, look at this wide shot, Susie. Wide open traffic right ahead of this truck here. Officers behind, and really no end in sight right now.
Yeah, but they are certainly talking about it, as we've been talking about. You know, CHP is talking about all kinds of things behind this chase right now that we don't know about, but they certainly want to bring this to an end. Mike, earlier we were talking about the grappler and how Riverside County Sheriffs, they do have that. Explain what that is. And the CHP does not work with these.
CHP does not work with these, and I can tell you I'm going through our text-to-desk comments right now, and there are a lot of people that are asking about that. It's very popular
it's easy.
in other parts of the country. We just don't use it that frequently. I don't know if it's the size of our agencies or maybe the denser streets.
The person just controlling the pedal.
The Riverside County Sheriff's Department does have their canine units equipped with the grappler. Essentially what the grappler is it mounts to the front of the patrol car. The patrol car is able to get close enough behind the suspect vehicle, and then it shoots out ropes, essentially, if you will. There's a better term for it that's escaping me, but it shoots something out. They basically can catch it and wraps the rope around the tire, and then that brings the car to an end. It has been very successful, according to the Sheriff's Department, in Riverside County.
People talking about GTA 6, some people saying Juan.
And they've used it at pretty high speeds.
I think
Joy Benedict went out there, and they've used it at speeds over 100 miles an hour. So they have used this before in the real world, and it works for them out there. Why other agencies haven't gotten on board, I have asked that question a million times to our local agencies.
This is the most boring police car chase I've seen.
To expand our options, but this isn't one of them right now.
The curiosity on how it will end is still there.
What cars do you put it on, right? That's the other issue. Is Riverside made a decision to put it on their canine vehicles, which makes sense. You have one.
That's what makes me most curious.
Probably
how
at
it
least
will
one
end.
on each shift, maybe a couple that can respond. They're county-wide, so they're not stuck to a geographical area. Other agencies like the CHP or the LAPD or whatever, it may be difficult to decide
how do you
put this on. How do we make sure we're getting the best use out of it?
And then we got to call them in whenever we need it.
Right, and logistically, it may just not be.
There's no way this just goes on infinitely.
Now, I also quickly want to, because a lot of people are.
And there's really no way to lose the police.
I want to let everyone know, when I was referring to Rancho Cucamonga, it's the Rancho Cucamonga office of the CHP. So yes, I know it was on the 60 freeway in Ontario, but it was the Rancho Cucamonga office of the CHP
They handle
that was chasing it. Yes, we've got our friends watching on a lot of Twitch streams right now, so that's where I'm getting blown up from. So anyway, Rancho Cucamonga office of the CHP, we are.
They handle that.
That was chasing it. Yes, we've got our friends watching on a lot of Twitch streams. I want to let everyone know, when I was referring to Rancho Cucamonga, it's the Rancho Cucamonga office of the CHP. So yes, I know it was on the 60 freeway in Ontario, but it was
of a swerving person, someone who was
there's more people on Twitch watching
around the freeway, and then the one turned into a suspected DUI driver. But we really haven't seen that erratic driving that you may maybe imagine when we're talking about a DUI driver, or what you might just imagine the behavior of a DUI driver. We've just been watching this person drive fast at times, certainly, but you know, not swerving like we were hearing about earlier, not changing lanes, really just going straight down the freeways, all the freeways that they have been down tonight. But it's been mostly, I mean, you know, regular driving.
Indeed,
on the
with 2
freeway.
units behind the driver here right now. Mike, there are air units, as you mentioned, they're just not using the night sun that we're oftentimes seeing at night when a pursuit is taking place.
Yeah, we do have the CHP helicopter
look,
overhead. They're,
it's the same
coming out of
strategy always,
Fullerton.
it's the
Yeah,
pedo.
they don't have the night sun on. They haven't the entire time we've been over it. You know, some agencies do that as a measure to say, hey, we're not chasing you, we promise, but they're really right behind them. But obviously CHP is not in tracking mode. They've got units that are very close on the ground. So CHP may just be able to see it out the window. They may be using FLIR. There's a number of reasons. It may be broken. That's happened before too. There are a number of reasons why it may not be on, but you're not in a scenario where the ground units are gonna lose sight of them, because we really haven't gone anywhere but straight on the freeway. I mean, we've got some text to desk too that are asking, why didn't we do pit maneuvers? I thought there was an opportunity for them to do that when they got off the freeway. Again, every circumstance has to be just right. The officer has to feel comfortable with it. It's easier for us to say, oh, that would have been a good spot, but we don't know the scenarios and what's going on the ground. We don't know what they know about this guy. So yes, to answer the question, they are allowed to do pit maneuvers. They have to get permission for it, and the conditions have to be right. And at 70 miles an hour on the freeway, they're never going to do a pit there. I was thinking maybe we'd see some spikes, somebody try to get up ahead, because the freeway's been pretty empty. Brian, if you can pull out just a little bit, I just want to see what the traffic, there's still some cars ahead of them, but it's not certainly a busy, terribly packed freeway here at 10 o'clock on a, what is this, Tuesday night. But look at the trail of cop cars that are behind him there. That are trailing him. So we're probably starting to see a switch out as well. We're back into Orange County now, so they're probably switching out their Riverside units, or I'm sorry, their LA County units for Orange County units now that we're back in Orange County.
You know, Mike, they're heading back into Orange County. You said kind of this is back to where this all started.
Yeah.
Any chance whether they know maybe the driver is heading back to those familiar areas, maybe back home?
Not far from Huntington Beach.
Right, yeah. Huntington Beach is where the registered owner lives. So I know that they were trying to do some work on that. I mean, yeah, the 57 is certainly on the way to that. Obviously, they'd have to take a couple of different freeways, but, you know, we're coming back into Orange County. So I don't know if the guy's thought or the person's thought was, you know, let's see if I can get out of the area. Maybe they'll leave me alone, and that's not the case. And they're chasing him. I thought, and you know, not to be, you know, judgmental of Los Angeles County, but I thought for a second that they may not get involved when it came into LA County, but they did. They picked it up, and now we're back into Orange County.
Look, I'm trying to.
You know, Mike, I know we're
They
talking
looked
about
at me
different ways that
first.
this
What
car
do
can
you
be
mean?
stopped by the CHP. We talked about pit
What do you
maneuvers
mean?
and spike strips.
Yeah.
You know, pit maneuvers with a pickup truck.
Yeah.
Higher center of gravity.
Yeah, I mean, and that's going to make them want the speeds to probably be even lower. You know, again, generally speaking, this is about 30 to 35 miles an hour is what people are looking for these pit maneuvers to be done successfully and safely. So when you have a vehicle that's got a higher center of gravity or there's some other issue with it, they probably would want that to be even a little bit lower just to make them feel comfortable. And, you know, we're seeing this, and speeds are fluctuating a little bit. I mean, we're back in the 70s about freeway speeds, but there was that period of time when we were in Orange County to begin with that this guy was up over 100 miles an hour. That's honestly what took SkyCal so long to get there, as we were trying to catch this guy on the eastbound 91 as he was going away from us. But look, I mean, CHP has kept the distance they're keeping. They're keeping some, you know, pretty wide room here from this guy. And
There's nothing
he's
happening.
Not, you know, driving like too crazy at all. You see
There's
another
nothing
CHP unit
happening.
coming here. They're probably switching out as well. And that's been the thing with the CHP. You can, a statewide agency, they can constantly swap units from different offices, and these these officers don't get too, you know, tired from being in there.
And they've done it multiple times, right, tonight already.
Yeah,
Mike,
they have, yeah.
Aren't they a little more aggressive in Orange County? Haven't we talked about that in the past?
For sure, they are definitely more aggressive in Orange County and in the IE. CHP, though, I mean, you know, they're maybe a little bit more aggressive, but they've got the same policies statewide, right? I mean, officially in the books, they have the same policies. Whereas in San Bernardino, like Sheriff or Riverside Sheriff or Orange County Sheriff, their policies may differ, and they may be a little bit more willing to take some risks that other agencies or the CHP doesn't want to take. And again, it's all about risk versus reward here. What is they being chased for? And guys, I want to let you know too, we are rapidly approaching the Disneyland TFR. And it's temporary, but it's permanent. It's always been there. So we'll see if he continues to go southbound. SkyCal, Brian, work with your pilot. Maybe we can go over the top of it. If not, we'll have to skirt off to the side. So the picture may get a little bit tough here. Brian's going to work on that with his pilot
there's a point
and figure out what that is. But I believe
that
we are
the
now through the
road,
so we're on southbound on the 57, and we are through the 91.
straight road
so
is going to end.
The airship is going to be entering the
There's just
flight restricted
no
area
way
here
it doesn't
in
happen.
just a second. So
But
we'll
like,
keep an eye on it
this road is
and keep our picture as
freaking
tight as we can
infinite.
as we work on navigating
Look,
the
30 minutes on this?
flight restricted area.
On the same freaking
and,
straight
let me
road.
You guys really quickly. I'm going to talk to Brian.
Okay, thank you so much.
This
And, you know,
person
that's
just needs
areas,
to
some
avoid
of
the
areas
cars
around
and-
town, right? The airport,
And give here in
Disneyland,
the
all of
peda, I
these
believe.
areas where we're not allowed to fly over for whatever reason. Sometimes if you have the president in town, certain parts of town become also temporary flight restricted areas. So that's what Mike was just talking about now. We're approaching Disneyland, so our chopper has to then maneuver around the area to get through the flight restricted area around the resort.
That's right. And as we head up to Anaheim, this is again exactly where the pursuit started tonight on the 91 freeway westbound in the city of Anaheim or in Orange County. And we're going back to that place again. And we're wondering if this person is going to maybe try going home to Huntington Beach if in fact that is where they live. We do know that this registered car or this car is registered to a person out of Huntington Beach, so it's curious if they might be perhaps going home. If they exited right now and headed south on any of those streets that run parallel to Beach Boulevard, that's where it would take them. So, you know, but they've been all over the place, Juan. They've been to Riverside County, they've been to San Bernardino County even for a hot minute, and you know, it's been just really, you know, sometimes we have knowledge of this person. Maybe they're going to go back home and go into their neighborhood and drive around there for a minute and try to evade police, but be in an area where they're more comfortable, more familiar with. But we haven't seen that behavior tonight, just on the freeway.
And we don't know, there's no certainty that this person is actually drunk or driving under the influence, but the fact that he was swerving was enough for officers wanting to pull him over. The fact that he didn't pull him over, then you start thinking, well, what's going on here? What's going on through the mind of this driver? If it was just a simple
That's
swerve,
the thing.
a lot of people have
There's no way to
swerved for one
analyze
reason or
anything
another,
of
maybe
that when it's
not
just a
paying
straight
attention to traffic,
line.
but not
We don't
desperate
see
enough
the
to try to
ability of
evade
this
police
person
and
driving.
try to get away.
We
Just
don't
wanna
know
remind
if
our
they're
audience here that
drunk
we're
or
keeping this,
drugged.
shot really wide on SkyCal because we
I mean,
are
there's a
entering
suspect,
into
but
the Disneyland TFR
there's
or
suspicion,
flight
I mean.
restriction for our choppers, so we can't.
And
be
I don't
over
think
that
they would
area,
go to a
too
neighborhood
closely here. So we're going to be taking
knowing.
a shot wide, as you can see in the middle of your screen there.
I mean,
You
after
can
that,
see
what,
the
you know?
CHP cars still chasing this person. Let's go back to Mike Rogers on the desk for this update, Mike.
Yeah, you know, I'm just watching, and we're going right over Angel Stadium right now, is
right
where
there.
he is. Yeah, you see right in the background. So that's where we are. That's a good landmark for people as we continue southbound here. And if he continues south, we'll pop out of the TFR. Hopefully that'll be the case. Brian and our pilot doing a great job. Just so you know, we're looking at this at like quite the distance. You see where the
the
baseball
halo.
stadium is there. We are east of the 55 in Orange County. So they're doing a great job of keeping an eye on this. And thanks, Brian, for pulling out and really showing us just how far away we have to stay to do this. This is the flight restricted area, as you guys have been mentioning, for Disneyland. So the guy's still on southbound 57 rather, and we'll be approaching the 5 and the 22 kind of interchange there here. So he's gonna have a couple of options. If he's going to Huntington Beach, I mean, I guess you could go either way. You could go back east, westbound there on the, what is that, the 22?
22, yeah.
Yeah, or come down and pick up the 55 from the 5. If that's how he wants to get there. And we'll see if that's where he's actually going, but you know, that's where they believe that the registered owner is. That's where the address they've kind of been working up a little bit, if you will. So we'll see what kind of movements they're able to get there. And then hopefully as soon as we pop out of if he goes down south on the 5, we'll be able to pick him up a little bit quicker than he would if we go on the westbound side. So we'll see.
Mike, has CHP been the agency that has been chasing him the entire time, or has it gone on and off based on whether he's been on the freeway or surface streets?
No, CHP the entire time. They actually initiated this in Orange County and picked it up and have been going back and forth with it. I'm trying to see what he's doing here. Have been going back and forth with it all the way through the Inland Empire. So it's been them the entire time, and they've stuck with it, passed it off through a couple of different offices, and we are, of course, because
Nothing going on.
transitioning westbound on the 22, so we're going to be stuck in the TFR
As we expected.
for a while. So SkyCal's going to come to the south now of the TFR, and we'll try to keep an eye on him. But that's a good opportunity to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cop cars, and you'll notice that back cop car, the last one, is doing the traffic brake to try to keep traffic from catching up to him.
And we're almost approaching 2 hours on this chase, Mike.
Yes, let me see.
I believe it was
2 hours in a straight line. Imagine this was in April Fool's.
Over on the westbound freeway, on the westbound 91 freeway.
Yeah, I believe you're right. It was 8:39.
Wow.
Yeah, 8:39 p.m. is what time the pursuit was initiated, and that was on the westbound 91 west of Imperial in Anaheim. So,
but like
again,
the thing is, they
we're
are
kind of close to
in a
where we
straight
started
line again.
down in Orange County. So we're westbound now on the 22. We'll see if he, just decides to get off and head home to Huntington Beach or what his plan is here. But we're at least kind of back where we started this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to exit
Okay, that's
there,
a
'cause he's all
curve,
the
but
way on the
like
right there. He's on
still
a transition right now,
one
isn't he?
way,
Yeah, it's hard to tell. The 22 bends right there a little bit on us. And then, of course, you've got some of those tall buildings. So
Look,
I
that
think
would be
he's
a good
committed to the
spot
freeway
to
there.
throw
The
a
next
spike
option,
trap.
freeway-wise, would be the 405, and that's in several miles. So he can get off on some
But
surface
they're
streets
just
here.
wasting every
right now we're
opportunity,
almost
or
into Garden Grove.
more like
And
they
then
are
he can
doing
go south if
nothing.
he's trying to go home, or he just stays here westbound, and then we'll pick him up as soon as he exits the TFR.
I thought for a second that one unit was going to start doing a traffic break there on the freeway, but apparently it stopped doing that. It started swerving left and right, but that wasn't the case there. It wouldn't really help them much holding traffic back, would it, Mike?
No, I mean, we're going at freeway speeds right now, roughly. It's more helpful to them when the person is going slower than the freeway, because then you really can have cars start passing him. But when we're going about freeway speeds, generally the motoring public will know, hey, this is probably not a good idea for me to get right up on. I'll slow down a little bit. So it's not totally necessary for CHP to do it. Though we have in this chase already seen them do traffic breaks behind this person, so just so they could, try to keep control of the area. And I had thought for a period of time it was so that they were going to be able to try to do a spike, because we had heard some of that. All of a sudden, slowing down, it looks like, pretty significantly. We're still in the flight restricted area, so we're not going to be able to see much, but we are just at Harbor Boulevard here, as the speeds have significantly reduced. Now, when we first started this chase, he was also going very, very slow, and it looks like
It is slowing down.
if that's the exit. I think he is on, on the harbor exit here. So maybe he wants to come south and see SkyCal. That would be nice. But getting off the freeway, only the second time since we've been in this chase that he has gotten off the freeway.
Yeah, so if he takes Harbor South, it's going to take him right to Huntington Beach.
There's-
If he does choose to do that. Any of those
They're
streets,
going
as I
to,
mentioned before, parallel to Harbor,
do
will
something
take
that-
you
that
straight to
is
Huntington Beach to the
not
ocean. But it looks like
the
they're
same
going northbound
freeway
there, going the
from
opposite
before.
direction, and CHP right behind this person, not going very fast, as Mike was just talking
Why
about.
no one is going fast?
This is, this is one of the first opportunities we've seen
Into a
again on
parking lot.
surface streets.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
we've
let's
seen them,
see.
possibly have an opportunity for maybe a pit maneuver. Again, with spike strips, you have to kind of know where that
They're
person
not doing
is going.
anything.
You have to see a pattern for them to set that up, those spike strips, and be in place.
That's a
and
chance,
hide,
and look.
and then wait for that person to pass by those spike strips. And that's often hard to do.
Is he parking, Mike?
He
It
is.
looks like he's kind of, it was like a circle he did in the parking lot, and this just right went into a spot, right?
Yeah, and I can't tell what restaurant that is.
It's a
but-
Jack in the
he
Box,
doing?
Mike?
The Jack in the Box is on the bottom of our screen.
What
I
did he
can't
do?
tell what
He
that is.
surrendered.
We're losing him behind the tree, so we'll see if SkyCal can maneuver around a little bit more so that we can see him here. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. Maybe he finally figured it out, and that this is not going to end the way he wants it to. Maybe he's out of gas. I mean, this has been going on for quite some time. But either way, we are stopped here just north of the 22 freeway off
What
of
is
Harbor,
happening?
at this little
They just stopped.
complex. There's a Jack in the Box, a Denny's. I can't tell what that business is that he
Me
pulled
either.
into, but
The sign is kind of blown out. Mike, can we get closer, or are we
Just
still
parked.
in the TFR?
Yeah,
This
they're
is as
still-
close
So
as
they
we
have
can
a
This is
point
as
when
close
they
as we can
said
get.
maybe
They're
they would
still
just
in
stop in the
TFR.
neighborhood.
He is out of the car now, it looks like, and we're looking the best we can here, but we're trying to see him get out of the car here, and hopefully this is it, and hopefully they just take him into custody, and we'll call it a day here and be done with all of this after this incredibly long pursuit, almost 2 hours now, and I do see him out. Okay, that's great news. We briefly were able to see him out of the car. His hands are up. Looks like he's kneeling down now.
Okay.
Right behind that Jack in the Box sign.
It's all Disney's fault,
He's
someone
out.
said.
He is no longer a danger to the public.
People are
What will
stupid.
end up being his
In the
deal?
chat, I
Why
mean.
was he running so hard? Is he
Actually,
DUI?
I think that will show why gringos are so stupid. But not always, because, many of my friends are from there.
And as he's doing now,
They're
complying,
like,
and eventually taken into custody. We don't believe
Where's
there's
my
anyone
funny
else in the
face?
vehicle. But what started as
Disneyland,
potentially a very dangerous
GTA 6.
situation, a suspected
Like,
DUI driver on the freeway,
where they're,
albeit
wait,
not moving at incredibly high speeds, covering 4 counties out of Orange County, northbound,
but like they do
eventually
that
in
also
Riverside County,
if
San
the
Bernardino
situation was more
County,
serious.
LA County, before coming back into Orange County. Suspect now on the ground and in custody as they move now to clear the rest of that vehicle.
He pee? But what do you mean did he pee in the chat of the stream? Of the stream of the that I'm watching.
And the driver trying to continue on with 2 flat tires decided to give up in the parking lot of this fast food restaurant in the Garden Grove area.
And it looks like that vehicle has been cleared. Suspect in custody. Gil Levis in Sky 5. Thank you.
Okay, that's it.
All right, other news
It's
tonight, backing
surrendered.
down after threatening to end the Iranian civilization.
That's another thing. Did you see what Trump said? Of nuking Iran? Like, as a whole? How do I pause that? Wait, how do I pause that? So I paused it, but pausing it doesn't pause it. It ended, but like, I click pause. It took like 10 seconds to pause. Okay. If I pay $5, will the driver explode? Imagine. Imagine. If you could interact with these things. That would be very interesting. That was interesting. Remember to subscribe to the secondary channel. They will definitely wait. I can gift memberships. Wait. I can gift membership. Let's do that. Not if I gifted the previous month. So yeah, let's just gift memberships real quick. There. Okay, chat not working. And I need to do it with VPN, which is very stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, membership gifting, send 5. I don't know any of them. And wow, the audio, okay. Let's send more, You have 5 more, I have 10 to gift. Is it me? Or did it gift 4 the second time and then it didn't gift more? Yeah, I think he only gifted. Oh, mesh. Well, he gifted 10, but he only gifted 9. Wait, give it a moment, That I process all of them. Wait a bit. Okay. Okay, I think that's all of the ones I gifted. It gifted 9 instead of 10. That's weird. But then there you go, Meshamo. Confused. Wait,
oh, I have membership milestone. Now. I have nothing interesting to add, though. Confused horse sounds.
But did you add it to the, like, did you keep paying it? Or maybe in one of these it was gifted to you? Well, I don't think it was gifted. That I remember. So maybe you paid it, yeah. Okay, let's see. Wait. There you go. Wow. There you go. Or like this. Yeah, make more sense like this. Why my mouth is not moving? I'm singing or talking. I mean, singing will be in a moment. Wait. I wonder why I like so much to stream on Twitch and in the main channel at the same time. If that's two outputs like usual. Let's see. User tracks. I'm using the GTA folder for the songs. That's typical. Okay, wait. Which one do I sing? There you go. Dorime, interino acciatore dorime. Ameno, la cire do, dorime. What the fuck? Ameno, what the fuck is happening? Oh, matare, ameno. Dime de, atiro. Matire do, ameno. There you go. Oh, matare, te mare, motare. Ameno, oh, matare, te mare, motare. Ameno. Ameno dore, ameno dorime, ameno dorime, ameno do, ameno dero, ameno dorime, ameno dorime, dorime. Dorime, interino acciatare dorime. Ameno, la cire do, dorime. Ameno, o matare, imetare, ameno. Dime de, aciro. Catire do, dorime. Ameno, matare, matare, ameno. Let's see, what else do I have? Let's sing another. You know, I feel that just singing is not enough to thank a donation. It's not like I'm talented to sing. If someone says I'm talented to sing, they are clearly lying because, like, I just do it as joke, you know. Let's see. Click here. Okay. We are Charlie Gang. We got rid of flame. We fight for the gospel. We follow his name. We are Charlie King. We follow his. When the ghost was high, he lived for Jesus, unafraid. We are Charlie Gang. We got rid of flame. We fight for the gospel. We honor his name. We are Charlie King. video stop making sense. There you go. Do you think, Mesh, that singing is enough? Doing enough? I don't know, I feel I should do more when people donate. I feel I should do a lot more. I don't know, I'm thinking. Okay, have a good one. This is about being a gangster. Oh, 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 oh. You got $100 bill, get your hands up. You got a $50 bill, get your hands up. You got a $100 bill, get your hands up. You got a $10 bill, get your hands up. Single ladies, I can't hear ya. Single ladies, be quiet. Single ladies, I can't hear ya. Single ladies, make noise. All the chicken heads, be quiet. All the chicken heads, be quiet. All the chicken heads, be quiet. I never knew there was a girl like this before. Show me love like this before. I feel I should dance at some point, but like, oh wait, I've done that already. Actually, let's do it. Wait, my mask. Where's my mask? There you go. Okay, wait. Let's dance. But like real, not my avatar. Oh. Let's see. Here. My avatar here at the side. I'm not gonna be using it yet. Thinking, what can I? No, not sing, dance.
Your mom is a bitch, your dad is a bitch, your grandpa is a bitch, your grandma is a bitch, your cousin is a bitch, your neighbor is a bitch, your dog is a bitch, you are a bitch. A bitch, a bitch, a bitch, a bitch. Your sister is a bitch and your brother is a bitch. A bitch, a bitch, a bitch, a bitch. Your girlfriend is a bitch and I am a bitch. Yeah, 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 yeah. Your boss is a bitch, your coworker is a bitch, your uncle is a bitch, and your aunt is a bitch. The mailman is a bitch, the cashier is a bitch, the driver is a bitch, your barber is a bitch, the waiter is a bitch, the chef is a bitch, the janitor is a bitch, the librarian is a bitch, the cop is a bitch, the nurse is a bitch, the clerk is a bitch, the student is a bitch. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bitches everywhere, I see them all around. Bitches over here and bitches in my town. Bitches on the street, bitches in the air. No matter where I go, bitches everywhere.
There you go. Oh no, I feel it was mid. This one. No, this one is too. There's nothing to dance on this. What am I supposed to dance? Like that? There's no way. There's no way. There's nothing to dance on this. What is this? Am I supposed to dance this? Cringe. There's nothing to dance. There you go. Thank you, Benjamin, for your member. Goodbye. Remember, don't smoke weed often. Well, don't smoke weed at all. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Bye bye. Goodbye. Don't smoke.